Thank you. We move on to the last speaker, representative of the Institution for the Use of Micro-Algae Spirulina Against Malnutrition. You have the floor, sir.
President, I would like to extend thank you to yourself and the Secretary of this conference. Excellencies, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, it was just a fortnight back when I read about the statement by the United Nations Secretary General, His Excellency Ban Ki-moon, that he delivered in Bern, Switzerland on April 29th, where he emphasized to prioritize the need to feed the hungry. He mentions of the specter of malnutrition concomitant with the spread of widespread hunger and social unrest on an unlimited scale, unless these emergency situations are fully addressed, needs a careful consideration by the international community. When I was in school, I read about Gandhi, who said that there are people in this world so hungry that God cannot appear except in the form of bread. How relevant these words are, especially when the whole world is facing a severe food crisis in our times. Food prices have been soaring almost everywhere, and it really does seem as if all farmland in the world can produce enough to feed the world. The UN's Rome-based food agency, the Food and Agriculture Organization, has announced that its food prices index rose by 40% last year. In fact, that the news is worse than the index still rising. And I read a research report by the Waste and Resources Action Program that came out last week and said that the cost of waste food in the United Kingdom household is 10 billion pounds a year. The research found that salad, fruit, bread were most commonly wasted, and 60% of all dumped natural resources for biofuel production. It is all happening in a time where words fail to describe the anguish and severe casualties suffered by the developing and the least developed countries. How shall we save the ones that we do not see and whose cries and tears are so distant in land that they go unnoticed by lofty platforms that discuss their very fate? And how shall we deem our pledges that we may so off to the peoples of the world? At a time when almost 40,000 lives are lost daily because of malnutrition, and over 154 million people, especially in developing countries and the least developed countries, are disempowered because of malnutrition. It is imperative that the international community and development agencies explore the holistic and practical approaches of contemporary relevance at the earliest to fulfill their respective commitments. Never before in the human history but the times of crisis, which are presently witnessing, that there is an inherent and urgent need to explore the ways of food and fortification so that the daily nutritional requirements of a human body can be delivered to the peoples of the world. Secretary General, His Excellency Ban Ki-moon's emphasis on the need of the fresh ideas to strategize, to initiate, of the international community to counter such challenges attests to that. Intergovernmental Institution for the Use of Micro-Algae Spirulina, through Spirulina initiatives that have a special priority for the developing and the least developed countries, is committed for the same. We envision that the development agencies and the international community join our endeavors to use Spirulina as an intervention tool of both policy and practical relevance to fortify food so that the nutritional benefits associated with Spirulina can be delivered to the neediest. The microalgae Spirulina, not only because of high nutritional components, but also other factors such as an easy availability, accessibility, affordability, and assimilation in human body, where the other supplements fail, holds a significant potential to realize a world free of hunger and malnutrition and achieve the United Nations Millennium Development Goals. The inherent link of malnutrition is a major impediment to achieve the UN MDGs. It needs a careful attention to find feasible and practical solutions to address it effectively, efficiently, and immediately. IIMSAM, through its initiatives, will be a potent medium to eradicate malnutrition, achieve food security, and bridge the health divide through Spirulina. A platform like the United Nations Commission on Sustainable Development gives us an opportunity to interact with various stakeholders engaged in a sustainable development agenda. It is where we synthesize and make aware the international community and other development organizations about our approaches that aspire to initiate empowerment, processes that actuate when the very issue of malnutrition is addressed. I take this opportunity to request to the international community and the UN agencies that are engaged towards assistance in Myanmar and the People's Republic of China to use spirulina to provide national nutritional benefits to the affected people. A little spirulina, when added to the diet, would provide necessary nutrition to the people who need help from each and every quarter. Mainstreaming the use of spirulina and development agenda not only builds local capacities and capabilities in the region, it also contributes significantly to counter various deprivations towards the enrichment of the human capital. Cooperation is the key to success and to realize our ambitions. We at IIMSAM commit ourselves toward the Secretary General calls it real commitment and real actions. I am confident that our interaction would result in spreading awareness and build support of our causes. And each one of us that is present here would be an agent to realize and accomplish our mission of a world free of hunger and malnutrition. Thank you. Muchas gracias.